The Luis Guzman and Casper Martinez Show.
We are two wild and crazy guys.
That's right. Sometimes they're funny.
No, seriously, did you wash your balls?
Sometimes they're serious.
I will recommend to people, if you can, you have a little bit of money, buy some of that stock.
But they're always real.
I'm not assuming that, I'm believing that.
And will tell you the truth.
You can't handle the truth.
The Luis Guzman and Casper Martinez Show.
Welcome, mi gente, once again to the Luis Guzman, Casper Martinez Show. He's Luis Guzman.
¿Qué pasa la ja ja? ¿Qué pasa, mi gente? ¿Qué pasa con la raza?
And I'm
That's
Casper
it.
Martinez.
Casper.
What's
How
up,
are you,
papito?
papi?
How you doing, brother?
What location are you at today?
You know what? Today, I'm in my back cave. I'm not even telling you where I'm at. Since you don't want to tell me where you're at, I'm playing the same game. Where in the world is Casper Martinez instead of Carmen Sandiego? So you got to figure it out.
Okay, well, just let me tell you, from where I am, I have an incredible view.
I'm sure. What are you looking at your TV screen?
No, my bedroom.
Oh, you're in your bedroom.
Yes, sir.
What are you wearing?
Yeah. Anyway, Casper, so moving on to the show.
No. What are you wearing, papi?
What am I wearing? I'm wearing a nice t-shirt. I'm wearing my yoga pants. I got my sandals on. Tranquilo.
That is the official uniform for podcasting. Nowadays, nobody has to be dressed. You know, actually talking about that, and we're going to get into the show. How many people have been busted on Zoom not wearing pants on corporate meetings, on TV interviews? Did you see the other day that reporter that was doing a segment?
The naked woman in the background of the Spanish news anchor guy?
That's one guy, but there was another guy who, I think it was for ABC, where he was being interviewed, and little did he know that the camera was open way too much, and it was supposed to be just showing his chest up. And when it opened up, the guy's in his boxers and he's talking, and on live TV has no idea what was going on. And then there was that other story, the one that you just brought up about the naked woman in the background when the Spanish news anchor was broadcasting. Entonces,
Alfonso. That was Alfonso.
Alfonso Merlos. And it's funny because Alfonso was hosting a live video on YouTube, and this naked chick appears right behind him. The whole thing was, it wasn't even that it was a naked chick. Yeah, that was part of it. But the thing was that it wasn't even his girlfriend. So there was a whole different kind of worms.
His girlfriend is Malta Lopez. Malta was pissed. when Alfonso said, oh, we broke up. And she goes, ¿Qué? That's news to me.
It's true.
Not a good cover-up.
Yeah, because
not a good cover-up.
You know, you gotta love those guys that go, no, we broke up, and basically it wasn't a breakup. It was like, hey, we need some time apart. We're arguing a little too much. Let's take a breather. Let's see if this is really gonna work moving forward.
But get this, get this. They were taking time apart because of an argument they said over one of her ex-boyfriends.
Ah, so la novela gets even deeper.
What? Yeah, man. You know, so it's like, I guess you can't have it both ways, people.
It's the he said, she said. You know,
yeah.
I'm staying clear from that. All I know is I'm not wearing my boxers on the Zoom meeting.
Hell no. Yo me visto y todo.
Yeah, me too. Listen, I've been working from home now several months, and every time we get into a corporate meeting, I get fully dressed. Sometimes they crack up because just to bust balls, I will overdress. I'll throw on a shirt with a tie, and they're looking at me, and they're like, "You're home?" And I go, "Yeah." Why are you dressed like that? I'm like, "Hey, we're at a corporate meeting. You know, you're not gonna call me
bro.
out."
You should put a coat on next time.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to put a coat, a scarf, and gloves.
Oh, yeah, bro. Just turn that AC up real quick, too, though.
Absolutely. I'm going to have to.
You know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
Yeah,
I know what you mean, Jelly Bean.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, naked woman in the background while you are saying the news.
Not a good look. Not a good look.
No. So I just let Malta right offhand, Malta Lopez. Casper's not available.
No, I'm not, unfortunately. there
I'm
you go.
available, very available. Just that, if she's gonna bring up stuff about ex-boyfriends, I'm out of there.
That's a turn off.
There'll be two babes walking in the background when I do my thing.
Oh,
okay.
Look at Louis,
the
Doubleman twins. Double your fun.
Double the trouble, baby. Double the trouble.
And now, your waterproof cell phone in the shower.
Wow, you really need to cut back on the donuts.
Hey.
And start doing some serious crunches.
Oh, shut up. I'm putting you down.
Is that all you have down there? No wonder you bought the truck.
Not listening.
If you keep doing what you are doing, you will go blind.
Don't care.
This has been your waterproof cell phone where you really have no business taking a phone.
Papi, I have not taken a gummy bear today.
Really? Well, you need to. You need to have at least.
One?
Yeah. Hell yeah! Pass them gummy bears.
All right, fuck it. Okay, here we go. We're gonna do a gummy bear. We're gonna do a gummy bear.
Oh, that's a nice gummy bear.
We're gonna do a gummy bear, and let's see how the conversation goes in like half hour from now. Okay, there you go. You heard that? I just dropped it.
Drop that gummy. Drop that gummy.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, things are funny.
You were talking about that guy. His name is Chris Platzer, and he was the planning commission of Vallejo, California. And we say was because he had to resign because making the incredible moronic decision to throw his pet cat and suck down a beer during a Zoom meeting with city officials.
Oh yeah, I actually did see the video. That's right. Apparently, the planning commissioner of Vallejo, California, Chris Platzer, was having a couple of beers while discussing the points in the meeting for the city commission, and
I don't think he understood Zoom.
I don't think so either.
I think he just was thinking that, I can only see myself.
I think that the beer got to him because clearly he was in a conference call, and when I saw the video clip, it was about. It looked like the intro of the Brady Bunch, where you have the 9 little windows. At the beginning, here's a story, and everybody's there.
Right.
Well, Chris was there with like 7 other people, and they opened up the platform for discussion for anyone to speak on whatever they wanted to, whether it was about the meeting. And so he goes, yeah, I have something to say if I may. And then he goes, this is my cat. Now, what really pissed me off was that he introduced his cat and then he flung him. He just threw the cat like if it was a piece of like a sweater.
Somebody should go in there and rescue that cat.
And I was like,
to be rescued.
That was not cool. It wasn't funny. It wasn't cute. And ultimately, he did lose his job because it wasn't only the fact that he flung his cat. Dude just started talking shit. He just started cursing people out.
He did say, to his credit, I did not conduct myself in the Zoom meeting in a manner befitting of a planning commissioner and apologize for any harm I may have inflicted. Never did he make a statement about the harm he inflicted on his cat.
Absolutely. No, because he probably thought, it's got 9 lives. I'm just going to toss it and it'll work itself out. Not cool.
So, well,
he's done.
Se lo merece.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, how about they got busted for taking the goldfish for a walk during lockdown? People are at the point in which they will do anything to get some fresh air outside their home. And this guy in Spain tried to take his pet goldfish for a walk, but was busted by local authorities. They sent in SWAT, helicopters. It was like watching the heist.
I was going to say, they even sent in the A-team because I love it when a plan comes together. Ba, 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 ba.
The guy was, check this out, they gave him a ticket and a hefty fine for breaking Spain's strict coronavirus lockdown by taking his goldfish out for a walk.
See, but that's not cool because what if the goldfish was having the same issues a lot of people are having? A lot of people are anxious just from being home all day. And how harmful is it walking your goldfish? I mean, who are you really hurting?
Yeah, no kidding. The goldfish got to get out. The goldfish got to see the world outside the house.
And I'm sure he was walking the goldfish in a bowl. It wasn't like he had them in his pocket or in his hand.
No kidding. You know, he was very kind to the goldfish.
As opposed to like the last guy we were just talking about who flung his cat. This guy actually likes his fish and said, "Bendito, my fish wants to go outside, get some sun, some fresh air. Let me take him outside."
I take my goldfish outside, watch him do that little dance. He goes around real fast.
And there was social distancing anyway, because I believe that he was like 6 feet apart from the fishbowl. So I don't know why Spain, I don't understand you. No te entiendo, España. España no te entiendo. Yes.
Óyeme, I thought those people were really cool, bro. ¿Qué pasó?
I don't know, bro. Es que te hablan así como suffering succotash. So,
do that again?
Suffering succotash. Suffering succotash.
All right. Okay. That was uncalled for and unsexy, Casper.
That's true.
Anyway.
That's right. But since we're talking about Spain, let me give a shout out to La Casa de Papel. I love that show.
Oh my God.
That is one of my favorite shows on Netflix.
I can only watch one episode every 2 weeks because me pongo tan nervioso.
Nah, I binge watch it.
It takes 2 weeks for my nerves to
binge watch that show. I even watched the documentary that they have a special that they put out because.
Okay, Casper, don't say nothing because I haven't seen that yet. Okay.
Oh no, I'm not gonna give you any spoilers. But
we're just talking about the show. It's a great show. People, if you haven't seen it, tú sabes.
You need to. Have you seen that other show? It's funny because it almost has the same name, but it's called La Casa de las Flores. And it's with Veronica Castro. Veronica Castro, Christian Castro's mother. She was a big novela actor back in the 80s, 90s. In this show, she owns a flower shop, and things get so bad that she starts selling weed out of the place. There's a lot of other crazy stuff going on in the show, but it is funny. You got to check out La Casa de las Flores.
I'm gonna have to check it out. And also, can you all please tune into Puerto Ricans in Paris? It made it down to Netflix.
That's right. Puerto Rican in Paris is in Netflix. And you're on the thumbnail. It's so cute because every time I get on Netflix, I see your big cara de papa right there. And I'm like, look at Louis there with Eddie.
Yeah, man.
Aww.
I've been pushing that. I've been pushing that all over, bro.
No, and
we produced that.
I was just gonna say that now that we're here and you could talk a little about it. Of course, I know Eddie Garcia, who's your co-star in the show. He's a friend of yours for over 30 years. You guys grew up together, and how awesome was it?
300, bro. 300 years, bro.
And it was awesome to be able to do a movie with him.
I'm never gonna be able to get rid of him. And he's never gonna be able to get rid of me. It works both ways here.
That's right. But yeah, check out Puerto Ricans in Paris. You guys filmed the majority. Was it all filmed? No, you guys filmed some here and then some, of course, clearly in Paris out there. And who else was in there?
Casper, I did the movie. Mm-hmm. Let me tell you, okay?
Oh, okay. Sure.
The movie, we filmed it in Prague.
Oh, okay.
We did the exteriors in Paris. And we shot in New York. Okay.
Nice.
Rosario is in it. Plays my girlfriend.
Rosario Dawson.
Rosie Perez, I love.
Oh, yeah.
She played my sister. I could not have asked for a better on-screen sister. Rosie Perez. And there was a bunch of other great actors in it. So, yeah.
No, it looked a lot of fun.
Check it
out. I've actually seen Puerto Rican in Paris about 3 times already. But that's just me because, I'm a fan. I'm kissing your ass right now.
Well, and his family. Casper, could I ask you a question?
Yeah, sure.
Who's your favorite athlete and why?
My favorite athlete, I'll be honest with you, I'm not really a sports guy. I really.
Okay,
I
Casper,
really, no,
Casper,
but let me.
Casper.
You asked me the question. Let me answer it.
Answer the question. Don't tell me you're not a sports guy.
I'm not a
Who's your
sports
favorite
guy.
athlete and why? Oh, he got stumped.
No, I'm thinking. Oh, you just
Go
such a
ahead.
hater. You're a
No, I
bitch
just wanna
today.
know
You,
what
you
your
had a
favorite
gummy bear,
athlete
and now
is.
you're just being a dick with me, man. I don't know if I could ever do this show again with you.
Ay, Dios,
Favorite
please.
athlete? I'm gonna say two athletes: Muhammad
Pa' que
Ali
te
and
dé
Mike
pena.
Tyson. Muhammad Ali and Mike Tyson.
Oh, why Muhammad Ali?
Muhammad Ali, because he was a guy who stood up for what he believed. He went through a lot of shit, and he still prevailed throughout all that. I mean, even changing his name from Cassius Clay, not wanting to go and fight a war, and he stood up for what he believed. And I respect that, because a lot of people back then, of course, you know, the fact that he was black made it more of the issue of why they wanted to hate him. But that dude was a fighter inside and outside the ring, and I got a lot of love for him.
Nothing but love. Absolutely. Absolutely.
And then Mike Tyson,
Mike
because
Tyson?
Mike Tyson, he's just a beast in the ring. He was. That's the only sport that I actually used to follow a lot. I stopped watching it, boxing, because whenever you saw Mike Tyson in that ring, it was just exciting and scary at the same time. And that guy used to come in and just kill people. And the other day, they put up a video of him at 53 years old. He's talking about
yeah.
that he wants to do like some of these what do they call them? That showcase boxing events where they'll do like 3 or 4 rounds. And
Oh yeah, like it's like some kind of charity event or yeah.
and he wants to get into that. And when I saw the video of him training, I was like, man, that guy's 53 and he still got it. Because those punches are ridiculous, man. The guy that was training him, at one point when he hit with the right fist and just punched right into the glove, he moved that guy back like 2 feet. And I was like, damn, Mike Tyson still got it.
I saw him when he was 19 years old at Madison Square Garden.
Wow, his prime.
Bro, he was fighting a guy that was something like 6'7". The guy had 10 inches on Mike. 10 inches. Mike knocked the guy out in the first round with an uppercut. Because the guy bent down. Because Mike hit him in the ribs.
Mm-hmm.
The guy bent down. And Mike, with an uppercut, lifted the guy 2 feet off the ground and knocked him out cold.
Just like that, just like the video games.
Just like the video game.
Broke that glass jaw.
Rock'em sock'em.
Yeah.
Rock'em sock'em.
That's
You know?
funny. But
Okay.
but now let's flip it. Who is your favorite athlete, and why?
My favorite athlete?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. So many. I got to say, for me, it was Walt Clyde Frazier of the Knicks.
Yep.
And, you know, not because, I mean, easily I could say Michael Jordan, easily. But just the thing about watching Clyde Frazier back in the day, this guy had class on the court and off the court. They used to call a foul on him. It was like nothing. Didn't complain, just went away, you know, resetting for the next play and stuff like that. But he was always classy. You know?
But in all honesty, I'm sure that the reason he was so laid back when they used to call those when they used to make those calls on him is because at the end of the day, you do know that Walt Frazier wrote that book about how he got laid with 1,000-something women and something. So I'm sure
Bro, that
made
was
him...
Will Chamberlain, bro.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. That's right. I'm confusing
And it was
Frazier with
25,000 women.
25,000. My bad.
25,000.
Did I start this way? I'm not really into sports.
Yeah. and just so you know, combined, Casper and I are still catching up.
Yeah,
But Casper
seriously.
will never catch up because he's on solid ground there.
I'm on the back of the bus when it comes to sports.
Yeah. But no, listen, man, I love Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was the guy that you could be the suckiest basketball player in the world, but when Michael passed the ball to you and you shot that ball was going in. He made you a better ball player, you know? He really psyched you up, you know? As far as like, you know, athletes and the sports of the sports world, for me, it would have to be Michael Jordan, who, by the way, I've hung out with. Classy man. Classy man. He deserves everything he has. He's earned it. And he does take care of people in the community. So he's a good dude. And I'm really proud to say that I've spent time with him and I know him from a distance. Yeah.
From a
good people.
distance. I like Michael Jordan. I mean, I've never met Michael Jordan. I've never even eaten in his restaurant. But I do see that the Chicago Bulls are back that time. Scottie Pippins. Who else was in that team? I'm trying to think of the Chicago Bulls.
Horace Grant, Bill Cartwright, Steve Kerr.
Steve Kerr.
Bill Wennington. He used to play for St. John's University. B.J. Armstrong. Oh, and of course, Dennis Rodman.
Yeah.
You know?
You see,
Dennis Rodman.
Now, Dennis Rodman is the opposite of Michael Jordan. Because Dennis Rodman, yeah, he was a good basketball player, but off camera and in his real life, he was just a nut job. Guy is crazy, you know. He's still crazy.
No, he's not crazy, bro. You know, just because people go against, you know, the grid or whatever it is, you know, just because they just do things that way, we don't need to label those people crazy. You know, because honestly,
Really?
well, besides meeting with the guy from North Korea, which was a little bit crazy.
Okay,
It
exactly.
was just a little bit crazy because that guy over there, he's really fucking crazy. But, you know, he just loved life, man. And he loves to party and he loves to hang out. But, you know, on the basketball court, the man showed up.
Yeah, that's true.
Showed up
You
to
got to
play.
give it to him. You do have to give it to him.
Play.
That's
He showed
true.
up to play. And, you know, if I had to pick somebody on my team to, like, be the anchor of, like, bro, I need you to bust them up, I get Dennis, man. I get Dennis. Dennis is like that mosca that doesn't go away. Mm-hmm. And no matter how many times you try to kill it, you just give up on it. You know, like that's Dennis. You know, but he's a good guy. I don't consider him crazy. I just, you know, he's out there, but I say more power to him. That's it.
I feel you. All right.
Okay.
I take it back.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Oh yeah, Tricky Tracky. We're gonna be right back with more of the Luis Guzman and Casper Martinez show. Height through all the way, bro.
Hello, this is Seth Rogen with your forecast. Today, it's going to be hot, man, with a high of 90. Look, I don't know how high the scale goes, but I bet I'm higher than 90. I mean, I am so high. I am so high right now. Sunny 90 with 10% humidity.
Want to know what the future holds? Well, then kill two birds with one asparagus. Yes, now you can become an asparagus reader and predict the future with our new brochure.
I became an asparagus reader and asked my asparagus if I would find love. Well, it said yes, and now I'm engaged. Thanks, asparagus.
I brought my asparagus to the casino, and my asparagus told me to put it all on black. Well, I did, and I'm rich. Everything is great. Except for the taste of asparagus, though. I don't really like it.
So if you want to predict the future, become an asparagus reader. The asparagus is telling me that you'll be glad you did. Call now. Warning, do not eat the asparagus. Your pee will smell weird.
And now we're back with more Luis Guzman and Casper Martinez show.
So let me ask you, something about Spain was apologizing for bleaching the beaches?
Yeah, well, you know, you would think that over here in the United States, we got Plástico 45 telling people to go ahead and disinfect themselves with Lysol and bleach and all that kind of stuff. And unfortunately, some people in Spain started following that. A Spanish municipal official has come under fire by environmentalists after making the decision to spray the beaches with diluted bleach. Now, this makes no kind of sense because you're hurting the animals who live in the water. You know.
No, you're not hurting the animals, bro. It would take tons and tons and tons of bleach. They were just spraying it, so it dilutes real fast.
Yeah, but it was still a misguided attempt to protect the people, you know.
Okay, so this is what I'm going to say. In defense of this guy and the undefense of this guy, I'm going to call him Intellibruto number 1, okay?
Okay.
Intellibruto, all right?
Mm-hmm.
He had good intentions, bad idea. You see? So
that, you know what, we should create that, and I'm gonna make a note of that. I like that. Good intentions, bad idea. We're gonna make a segment for the show called exactly that. Good intention, bad idea.
And we're gonna call it the Intellibruto Award.
Absolutely.
So that guy gets the Intellibruto. His name is Agustín Conejo.
That guy's name is Augustine the Rabbit.
and can you believe, following that up, the FDA would like to remind you not to drink hand sanitizers, okay?
Please do not drink hand sanitizer. By the way, I actually found some hand sanitizer today. I was so excited. I went to do a little compra, and when I go in, I see it, and I'm like, ooh, hand sanitizer. Never did I think in my life the day would come where I walk into a retail store and I'm so excited about hand sanitizer.
How much?
Oh, no, they had it in the little 3-ounce bottles, but they had like about 7 rolls of it. And I was like, oh, okay, I could grab 3 or 4 of these because I'm not an asshole like a lot of these people that go into these retail stores and take all the toilet paper.
But how much did they charge you for?
Oh, 99 cents the little bottles.
No shit?
Yeah, they weren't price gouging.
Yeah. You can make your own sanitizer at home. You know that, right?
Yeah, I do. But, you know, by the time I buy the ingredients to make the hand sanitizer, it costs more than the 99 cents that I pay for the 3-ounce bottle, bro.
Yeah, but the one you make at home is a whole lot better than those 3 ounces.
All right, so I'll tell you what. Make it for me, send it to me, and I'll utilize it. But don't tell me to make hand sanitizer at home. You're not my mother.
Okay, está bien. Okay, but people, please remind yourself not to drink the hand sanitizers, okay? They are not proven to treat COVID-19. And those are hand sanitizers only for external use.
Absolutely.
Not for ingestion, inhaling, like, you know, chupa-pega and shit, or intravenous use, okay?
That's right. Do not shoot up
that.
hand sanitizer by any means.
All right. You know?
The fact that we even have to say that, Louis, is scary.
Yeah. But you know what? You know why?
Why?
Why? Because it's alcohol based.
Of course.
So some people might be having hand sanitizers with Coca-Cola and a little bit of lemon. I don't know.
Hey. You know what? It's a clean drink.
There you go. There you go. Very good, Casper. Very good.
Refreshing.
Yeah.
Coca-Cola con hand sanitizer.
Yeah. You know? Now, let me ask you something, Casper.
Yes, sir.
Like, do you have an alarm clock?
I have a body alarm clock.
Okay. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about that because ever since this pandemic hit, how's your internal clock doing?
You know what? I've had no problems, basically because I've been social distancing most of my life.
But we're not talking about social distancing.
Yeah, but
we're talking about
it has to do with
clock.
this. It has to do with this. Since I've been social distancing for such a long time, I'm used to being home. There are a lot of people who are actually used to a different regimen where they get up, they go to work outside, they do other things. My body clock is fine. I wake up every day around the same time without an alarm. Ya a la 5:45, 5:50 de la mañana. I don't understand why I'm waking up at 5:45, 5:50 in the morning. I don't even have to go to work till 9 in the morning. But my body always wakes up around that time. No alarm needed.
Okay. All right. You know what happened to me the other day to my internal clock? You wanna hear this?
Sure.
2 days ago, my dog starts whining at 4:30 in the morning. She never does that.
Uh-oh.
And I'm like, coño, man, she wants to go out now, man. She's waking me up. ¿Qué pasa? And she's like whining y está llorando. I say, oh, wow. She, so yo me pongo la bata. I go to the door. She runs downstairs to the basement. And I go, coño, I was going to let you out right here. She ran to the basement. So I go to the basement. And I let her out the door. And when I let her out the door, I turn on the light to outside. And I see the garbage can got knocked down.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah, bro. And then all of a sudden she starts barking ferociously at something. And I call her back. And she comes back, And it's like I put 2 and 2 together. It's a freaking bear. So she comes in. She did her stuff. She comes back up. She goes to sleep. Me, I stay downstairs by the door.
Watching.
And I'm watching.
A ver si Smokey comes back.
Right? No, so check this out, right? So I'm there for like 10 minutes. And I said, I'm going to go up. Then I said, nah. Give it another 2 minutes. And sure enough, bro, the bear comes back around the house. And he's walking toward me. I'm in the inside, right? And he gets like 10 feet from me. And I open the door. And I yell at him, get the fuck out of here, motherfucker. Get the fuck out of here. And he looked at me. He took off, bro.
That's not true. I heard that the first thing that bear did was he looked at you. He goes, yo, I loved you in Ghost. And then he kept it moving.
Okay, Casper, I'm signing off. Take care. Enjoy the rest of the show, everybody. Está cabrón.
But dude, that would be funny if the dog, if the bear would have either said that or like everybody else, yo, pachanga.
Yeah, next thing I know, every time I go down, walk around, I can hear the raccoon. There he is.
Yo, there he is. Yeah, I told you he lived here. Yo, but yo, all jokes aside, though, bears, I love bears. They're beautiful looking creatures, but they're dangerous as shit. I remember when I did Outward Bound in Minnesota, we were doing a 22-day expedition. We canoed and we portaged 122 lakes out of the 10,000 lakes that Minnesota had. And one of the things that we had to do every day was bear-proof our food every night before we went to bed. And we would see like the scratches of their nails into the trees and how deep they would go. And you would think, man, if that would hit flesh, they would just tear you apart. Bears got big ass paws. Cute,
yeah,
but keep away.
Yeah, well, I think what happened with this bear was that he heard the Puerto Rican in me. So I said, no, con ese tipo no voy a fastidiar. No. I'm out of here, papi.
He was like, I'm leaving, but I'm going to come back later because Puerto Ricans got decent garbage. I like that garbage.
Oh, no. So here's the deal. He took 2 of my bags, right?
Oh, de compra.
He did not make a mess.
Wow, that was considerate.
No. I'll tell you why. Number 1, we recycle.
Okay.
And number 2, we compost.
Okay, makes sense.
So everything that was in there was not edible or near edible. You understand? So he's not coming back here. He's not. Besides me scaring him, he's probably saying, "Those are cheap motherfuckers. Those cheap motherfuckers. I ain't going back there." Cabrón. But anyway, as far as my internal clock goes, sometimes I gotta remind myself what day of the week it is because I do not know what day of the month it is. I know it's May, but I don't know May what.
Right, yeah, and that's happening with a lot of people. They don't know if it's Monday. They don't know if it's Wednesday, Saturday, what month they're in.
Listen, as long as my bills pay, I don't care what day it is.
Exactly.
You know, I got to pay my bills. I got to remember that.
Now, you're talking about your internal clock, but let me ask you something. When you wake up in the morning, are you one of those people that has to put the snooze button about 17 times before they wake up, or do you just wake up and start your day?
Sometimes I don't have a snooze. I don't wake up by an alarm clock unless I have to go somewhere, unless I have to go to the airport, have to report to work. Mm-hmm. But my body wakes itself up for me. I might lay in bed. Depends, man. I might lay in bed 15 minutes after I wake up. I might lay in bed for another 2 hours because I'm not ready to get up. Lately, though, I get up. I do some yoga stretching. I do a little bit of calisthenics. And then I get on my treadmill. And I do 3 miles on that sucker. And I put my headphones on. And I'm dancing on the treadmill. I have learned how to dance on the treadmill. And it makes me so happy that every morning, that's what I look forward to. And I don't care what time it is. I could get on that treadmill at 7 o'clock. I could get on that treadmill at 9 o'clock. But as long as I do an hour on it, I'm good. I'm good to go.
I feel you. I need to start doing that. Seriously.
Yeah. Bro, it helps you so much, man. It helps your body. I stopped eating meat, Casper. I don't know if I told you this.
No.
Yeah, man. I've lost. I lost now 24 pounds. Yeah, 24 pounds.
Wow. And,
yeah.
And it's all due to not eating meat. Of course, clearly the exercise as well. You're saying that
not eating meat and not drinking any alcohol.
Well, it's funny you say that because I haven't drank alcohol in over, and I'm not even kidding, about 7 years.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, I haven't. As a matter of fact, the last time I drank alcohol was when John Leguizamo was in Tampa working out Latins for Morons, and he was doing it at the Improv in Tampa, and I went out to check out the show with my girl Christina. We had a great time, and we stood out there in the hotel, and that night I partied my ass off, but that's basically been the last time. I even stopped drinking soda. I don't drink any soda at all.
No. I haven't drank soda. I don't remember the last time I drank a soda.
What we did do is we bought I believe it's called Soda Mate. I'm not sure if that's the right name, but we bought the little machine where you can make your water carbonated. Just to get that seltzer fizzy in the water, and that's really all I drink. I fill up a bunch of bottles with water, put them in the little bejuco there, make it seltzer water, and I'm good to go.
Well, I'm very proud of you for that, man. That's amazing.
And dude, I used to drink a lot of soda. Seriously. So soda was like, I would have it for breakfast, for lunch, for dinner, especially working in morning radio shows.
Oh my God.
5 a.m, I'm drinking soda, but it's not good for you, man. It isn't.
No, man. You know why? Because it has all that corn syrup in it. It has high fructose in it. Look, when we were kids growing up, at least they still used sugar cane.
Yeah.
But when they changed that to corn syrup, that's when everybody started developing all that diabetes and stuff
Absolutely. I agree with you 1,000%. Because people go, well, sugar is bad for you. I go, yeah, but corn syrup is worse.
No kidding. So, what were we up to here? What are we doing? Oh, are we going to listen to a couple of those
Yeah, we're still looking for a voice for the show. We're still looking for that intro voice. We got our technical director, Gustavo, who has a couple of more auditions for us to listen to. Me and Louis are going to listen to this, and eventually we're going to decide on one of these guys' voices to be the intro of the Luis Guzman and Casper Martinez show. So, Mr. Gustavo, can you play us at least, play a couple of them and let Louis and I listen to them?
Great, here we go, and this will be the first one up. Here we are.
Thank you, sir.
One is on the money. The other one just think he funny. The Luis Guzman and Casper Martinez show. One of them is famous. The other one is only known by his mother. The Luis Guzman and Casper Martinez show.
Nope.
Play that again, because I did like the second one, and he sounded kind of like, he's trying to sell me a nickel bag, so I'm feeling him. Go ahead, play that again for me, Gustavo.
One of them is famous. The other one is only known by his mother. The Luis Guzman and Casper Martinez show.
I like that. Only known by his mother. No. Well, I like
anybody it. But you, because he said your name right. He didn't say Guzman.
He did say Guzman on that second one. Play that again, Gustavo.
He did not. Listen to that.
One of them is famous. The other one is only known by his mother. The Luis Guzman and Casper Martinez show.
Oh.
No, you're right.
Come on, bro.
He said Guzman.
I got another one.
Forget it. Okay, go ahead, bro. Let's see. What you got?
One is on the money. The other one thinks he's funny. The Luis Guzman and Casper Martinez show. One of them was in Carlito's Way. The other one did 5 minutes in Season 7, Episode 8 of Law & Order Criminal Intent. The Luis Guzman and Casper Martinez show.
Okay, the last name Guzman's getting better. Do me a favor, raise that up a little more when you play them back.
Sure, I'll make them louder.
Yep.
All right, you want to hear the next one?
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Here we go.
Give me something to get excited about, because so far these last two are idiots.
All right, let's see about this one.
One is on the money. The other one thinks he's funny. The Luis Guzman and Casper Martinez show. One of them was in Carlito's Way. The other one did 5 minutes in Season 7, Episode 8 of Law & Order Criminal Intent. The Luis Guzman and Casper Martinez show.
Okay, so Casper, moving on.
Coming up on House Hunters Celebrity Edition, Sylvester Stallone is trying to offload his lavish Palm Springs home. Let's see if he can find a buyer.
Okay, this is the Rocky room, and over here is the Rocky 2 room, and down this hallway here is the Rocky 3 room, and upstairs is the Rocky 4 room.
Is that a side of beef hanging from the ceiling?
Yeah, so if you get up in the middle of the night, you can beat the meat or punch some cow or, hit the beef.
But what's this room over here?
Oh, that's the Expendables room. It's fully stocked with enough firepower to get you through the coronavirus,
Is that a Target with Schwarzenegger on it?
Well, that actually covers the tunnel, an escape tunnel. It goes to, I don't know. Let's find out.
I don't know.
It's all coming up on House Hunters Celebrity Edition, only on HGTV.
You're listening to the Luis Guzman and Casper Martinez show. Los Panas for life.
Word.
¿Qué?
Samuel LJ with your forecast. It's gonna be an overcast, mother-loving day, people. Darker than the end of Infinity War. Then it's gonna get colder than Frozone's ice path tonight. That is incredible, right? Overcast 56, humidity 64%.
Warning, taking more than the recommended dosage of this show may cause excitability, giggling, and occasionally coffee snorted out your nose.
Coming to TV, Ellen DeGeneres calls people in charge to help her solve problems. It's Ellen Makes the Call.
Hey, Martin Scorsese, Marty. Hey, it's Ellen. I didn't like The Irishman very much. Can you fix it?
You'll love as Ellen tries to get powerful people to do her bidding.
Hey, Jeff Bezos, it's Ellen DeGeneres. My package isn't here yet. It's been 2 days and I want my robe.
It's Ellen Makes the Call.
Hello, Elon Musk. Where's the button that locks the glove box?
Coming to TV.
So, Casper.
Yeah.
What is this, like a $500,000 game of rock, paper, scissors? And this case went to court.
Well, you know, people out there they gamble over the stupidest thing. And apparently there was a man who lost $517,000 in a game of rock, paper, scissors. I don't know how it even got to that amount. The guy's name was Edmund Mark Cooper, who was most definitely letting out a huge sigh of relief now that the Quebec Court of Appeals has ruled that his devastating 2011 loss, which forced him to remortgage his home to pay up, is null and void. They said, listen, this is ridiculous. The Supreme Court canceled the remortgage in 2017, and Hooper's opponent, Michael Primo, appealed in order to get his winnings. The latest ruling hinged on two factors: whether rock, paper, scissors involved any skill, and whether it's excessive to bet $500,000 on the game. The appeals court sided with Hooper on both counts and said the amount was way too high, and rock, paper, scissors involves a large part of chance. And I agree with that. It is a chance game. You know, this isn't like the horses. You know,
$500,000.
Yeah, how did it even get up to that amount, Louis?
Bro,
like seriously,
bro, what kind of drugs were these guys
exactly
doing, bro?
That's what I'm thinking.
You have to be on, oh my God!
These two guys were coked out of their minds, going rock paper scissors, rock paper scissors.
Cada uno, and then they say, "I want more." So they do. No.
Let's play this game.
God.
No. We're not stopping, bro. We're not stopping. We're gonna keep. Give me a cigarette. We're gonna keep playing, man. Give me.
Bro. Can you imagine me calling you? Yo, Casper, man. I just lost half of my house, man.
What happened, Louis? How'd you lose your house?
Bro, we were doing paper, scissors, and rock. You know?
So you were playing rock, paper, scissors, and you lost your house?
Bro, I lost my house, bro. I lost my house, everything in it.
I guess the question would be, what were you on? When you're losing your house to rock, paper, scissors.
Bro, I was on a mission that I can't really talk about, but
clearly,
I doubled down. I said, I'll tell you what, bro, you can have my house, but we got to do it one more time. And this time, if you win, not only do you get the house, but you get the beach house in Puerto Rico, too.
Wow.
And then the guy
adrenaline was talking.
and then the guy said to me, so what happens if I lose? I said, well, I get my house back and I get to keep my beach house and I get your girl on the weekends.
Oh, indecent proposal. I like it.
Yeah. So I won. You know?
Really? So how's his girlfriend doing? She's there right now.
Bro. She comes over. She does laundry. She cleans the kitchen. You know, she mops, she vacuums, she cleans the windows. That's all I need.
Damn.
Yeah.
So you got a maid for the weekend via rock, paper, scissors. Good.
For 6 months.
I hear you. I feel you, brother.
You know what I'm saying?
Good move.
Yeah, man. So, somebody has to, yeah. It really worked out really well for me. I was so happy. Have you ever been homeschooled, Casper?
Yeah, my mom used to teach me that I went into the fridge and I took food without asking, I would get slapped. And that was my lesson.
Wow, okay. You know what my lesson was?
What?
Mira, Cuando llegamos a esa casa, ni pregunte por nada, ni pida nada.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Oh
Yes.
my
No.
God.
My favorite was, we're going to get back to homeschooling, pero this is a topic that will never end. Things your parents used to do to you as a kid, or things they used to tell you not to do in casa de visita. For instance, every time we used to go to my godmother and my godfather's house, my mom would say the same thing. Hey, vamos pa en casa tu padrino. If they offer you something to eat, you already ate. And me and my brother would never, ever say no to her food. And my mom would get pissed off. And I would be thinking, I'm going to get my ass kicked after this, and I'm going to get slapped, but I'm going to eat this food and enjoy the shit out of it.
Bro, same here, bro. We used to show up to some lady's house, and she would say, ay, nene, qué lindo, mira, tú quieres
¿Quiere comer?
Tú quieres ice cream. Ice cream is, how the hell you going to turn down ice cream when you're like 7 years old? You know,
Yes,
ice cream.
seriously.
You know? And so I'd be saying no and yes at the same time. It was very confusing. Very confusing.
That's
And then my mom would give me that look like, deja que llegue a casa.
Oh, they would
Okay.
they would give you that death stare. Like, what? Because then you get home and your mom would beat your ass phonetically. ¿Cuántas veces te ha dicho que no coja comida? You know?
So it's like, pero mami, she makes better chuletas than you. How am I going to say no? How am I going to say no to her chuletas compared to yours? Because mami, mami, you only give me the bone. This lady gave me the whole chuleta.
Word.
You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
because at home they would be like, you get a piece of meat because the big piece is for your father. He works.
Oh,
He's
my
the one
God.
that brings
Oh,
brings
my
the money
God.
home.
Do
he gets
I remember that?
the nice beat there. You get to suck on the juice of the
my
pork
God.
chop.
Oh, so let me tell you a story about that, bro.
Sure.
Which is so true. It's so true, right? We only used to get like a piece. We used to get like a piece of a chicken leg. Not even a chicken leg.
No,
a piece of the chicken leg.
If
And then
we
my
were
brother got
lucky.
the other piece.
If we
Okay,
were
so
lucky.
So what happened in the 6th grade?
Mm-hmm.
I got suspended from school for a whole month because me and my cousin Nelson, but we had a fight that we were running in and out of classrooms and throwing chairs at each other and all this and all that. And man, they showed up. I had a hearing. I went to IS 70 in Chelsea on 17th Street. And they had a hearing, bro. They had the 2 deans, the school psychologists, 2 school counselors. They had every assistant principal to each grade. There were 4 of them. They had the principal there, and they had the school security supervisor.
What the hell was this meeting about?
Bro, it was my suspension hearing. You know?
But
And
you got
so-
suspended over what? For I'm not.
Bro,
I'm not
me and my
getting it.
cousin, we destroyed the whole floor of the school fighting. We were running in and out of classroom, throwing chairs at each other, beating the shit out of each other.
So
I
you
would
were
get
out
away
of
from-
order. He was out of order. Everybody was out of order.
Bro. So check this out, right? They had this hearing for me, and you know, I just thought they were gonna pull out one little manila envelope of pink slips on me. You know what the teacher would. Bro, they pulled out 2 boxes of pink
Wow.
slips on me. You know, and this was like going, man. They're giving me the electric chair here. Estoy jodido.
No, they were documenting what kind of a nuance you were.
Oh, bro. And my father was sitting there. And I'm like, oh, my God, la pena que me espera. And, man, I was in that meeting for 2 hours, bro. 2 hours.
And what was the verdict?
The verdict was, you're being suspended. We're going to send you your assignments. Take your books with you. And I go, okay. And then when I'm leaving, my father called me, said, Luisito. And I told him, I thought he would smack me in front of everybody. He gave me $1. And I go, oh, shit, he's setting me up.
And what did he give you $1 for?
I don't know. Comprate algo. He said, I said, oh shit, my last meal.
Yeah, exactly.
Bro, I only got a quarter back in those days.
I know. To get $1, what?
So check this shit out, bro. I walk home. I got to the house, and my mom was there. My mom didn't say nothing to me, because usually when I used to get in trouble in school, as soon as I came through the door, there was a chancleta already coming at me, right? And so I went to my room, and I just sat in there real quiet. It's like the calm before the storm, right? And then what happened was my mom was cooking dinner, and when she served me, there was 2 chuletas in my plate.
What?
And I go, oh, man, they're filling me up for la pela, man. They're filling me up for la pela, And, bro, I ate that. And dinner was already, in my house, Mom was always serving dinner at 5 o'clock. I was done 5:30, bro. Bed. I went to sleep. When I hear the door open and my father, and he goes, ¿Dónde está? And I go, oh, shit. And I came out of my room. He called me, and he says to me, listen, I expect you to do everything that those people said. You have to study every day. You are not going down. Your mother needs anything, you do it. You do it twice. You have any questions? And I go, no, sir. He let me go back to my room. And, bro, for 2 weeks, I was at home. Nobody was talking to me. I was doing my work. First day that I go back to school, I go to the dean's office, and I go, man, nothing happened to me at home. I'm the baddest, and all this and all that.
Hablando mierda, you were talking shit, weren't you?
And you know what? And this was life-changing to me, Casper. This was life. He said, you know what? If you want, your parents could beat the shit out of you every day. Or you could just do the right thing and make something of yourself. And brother, that stood with me to this day.
That resonated, absolutely, because he's right.
Dude.
You know what? And that's a very strong message, because what would you really get out of your parents beating the shit out of you? Are you really going to change your ways because of that? Or are you, as a human being, as a person, finally realize, let me start doing the right thing. I got good parents. Look, that day, your father opted to give you $1 and your mother opted to give you 2 pieces of meat instead of that little piece that you usually get. And you were getting this while doing something bad, because honestly, you shouldn't gotten your ass whipped, but they didn't go that route. And I understand.
Well, you know what? I think the school had a talk with my parents about that.
Okay.
And but I didn't know. To this day, I don't know. But like I said, when I walked into that dean's office and I was walking in there all high and
cocky and talking shit, yeah.
Yeah, he deflated that real quick.
He gave you some truth.
And I learned my lesson. Bro.
I hear you, man. Listen, it's not easy for these teachers. I mean, getting into this homeschooling. Nowadays, parents are realizing how hard of a job it is to be a teacher, because they're the ones doing this at home right now. You have all these parents going, I understand what these teachers are going through right now.
That's right. Well, look, I mean, parents are stuck at home trying to teach their kids, and they're realizing how important teachers really are, And many of these parents think that teachers ain't getting the credit that they deserve. So
I agree.
Somebody did some survey, and it came out like this. I'll read some of it, and you read some of it.
Sure.
70% of parents say being a teacher is harder than their current job.
Agreed.
Okay? 80% now have a new respect for teachers.
Good, because you know what, and let me just interrupt you quickly there, Louis. The problem with a lot of parents have been that they treat their kids' teachers as their full-time babysitters. They drop off their kids like, here, you handle him. I got to go to work. That's your job. No, your job as a parent is also to teach your kids, not just a teacher's job.
Yeah. And here's a good one. after spending all day with their kids, all day. 77% of parents think educators deserve a raise.
I agree with that as well. Teachers
You know?
are so underpaid. The school system has limited resources. You know how sad it is that you have, and the average pay for an American teacher is maybe about $30,000 a year. If
That's ridiculous.
That. And then they
That's
spend about
ridiculous.
$10,000 of their own dollars buying supplies for the kids throughout the year because they want
Yeah.
their kids to get the best education and the best tools. And since the Board of Education doesn't supply them, here they are buying those crayons and buying those notebooks and buying those tools to help your kids.
I think part of that problem is on a federal level.
Absolutely.
They have their priorities wrong.
Mm-hmm.
They have, there should be more funding for education. Teachers should get paid way, way better. Listen, man, we entrust teachers because they're supposed to get the future generation ready. And if they're not getting
Absolutely.
paid, if
And
they're not being
they're the
provided
ones
with the
that are molding
resources,
the minds of all these kids.
Yeah.
When your kids are 6 years old to 14 to 18 years old, these are the people that are influencing them as to how to be better human beings moving forward in society and their life. And you don't see it that way till later on. You reflect and you go, wow, that social studies teacher had a big impact on me. I love history because of this teacher. I love science
Yeah.
because of that
I
teacher.
love art because of this teacher.
Mhm.
I love math because of this teacher. Because some teachers really do care. And I want to say, just like in any profession, you have great people, and then you also have not so great people.
Yeah.
Because one of the problems that I found when I was a kid in school, and I learned this, is that some teachers, for 20 years, they do the same curriculum.
Yep.
There were teachers that used to use the same curriculum they had the same system. And to me, that's lazy.
It is because things change. You have to adapt. You have to make the adjustments. You have to be current.
Yeah, and then they wonder why kids act out, why kids become disinterested, why kids don't do the work because the work is not stimulating. Young people need to be stimulated. Some kids, they act out and they call the problem child, but the reason the teachers and the system is not realizing you have a very talented kid and you're not teaching them anything because you're not stimulating them, But at the same time, you have great teachers who you can't wait to get into that classroom.
Because they excite you. Yeah, you're looking for. I had a teacher like that. His name was Mr. Klein, and Mr. Klein looked like Kenny Rogers. He was also the coach of the basketball team. This guy was really involved with the students in the school, and you saw that. And he had a law class that I could not wait to go to because I was excited about, one, the way he taught, the way he utilized the class, the way that he used to get us engaged in what he was teaching, and he was also very connected with us because we would, before class, we would talk about, hey, did you guys see last night's episode of Moonlighting with Bruce Willis and Sybil Shepherd? He would connect with us in that level, and this was in high school, and I always found that interesting, and he was one of my favorite teachers because you could tell he cared. You could tell that he was excited to teach you stuff, and he kept it fresh. So you were really, really pumped to go into that class.
In the ninth grade, I had a algebra teacher. His name was Mr. Geller. He was a hippie. Used to drive around in a nice little Porsche, And bro, I couldn't wait to get to algebra class, And his style of teaching, it's like he unlocked something in my brain in that whole classroom. And we were getting 80s and 90s and 100s in that class. Nobody failed any of his classes. And everybody always looked forward to going to his class, And then the next year when I hit high school, I had a geometry teacher and he lost me in the first week, And I explained to him, hey, bro, I don't understand the way you're teaching. I'm lost, and I struggled in that class. I failed that class, and I was a genius at math. But he had his style, and I switched out. You know what I took up?
What?
Accounting.
Was that at least a little more exciting?
That was very exciting. I began to know what assets, liability, and capital were. Yeah, man. I think that was more important.
Absolutely. It's who teaches you, man, because like I said, I had Mr. Klein. I had also Mr. Axelrod. It's funny because Mr. Axelrod wasn't even a teacher of mine, but I got involved with an improv team in my school. There were only 5 of us, and we used to go ahead and compete with other high schools like Kennedy and Stevenson. And he was an art teacher, and art. But what I mean by art is acting, music. He was just into the arts, and he started this after-school improv team. And I was so interested in that was one of my favorite things to do in high school was compete with other schools, do some improv. They used to give us scenarios. Okay, it's Sigmund Freud with Johnny Carson, and they're talking about this. Go, that kind of stuff. And then later on, you see shows like Whose Line Is It Anyway? And it always reminds me of Mr. Axelrod. And I always go, it's crazy. That guy wasn't even my teacher, like in terms of...
Wow, Casper. You must have had a lot of time in your hands.
No, I try to get away. Listen, I grew up in the ghetto. I didn't want to be hanging out in front of our building. I didn't want to be hanging out with crackheads. So I always did a lot of after-school activities. I became a peer tutorer. That's why I got involved with Outward Bound and got my scholarship.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, Papi. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I was talking about watching TV part. But that went over your head, but okay. But let me continue on this whole thing about the homeschooling. So
absolutely.
So of course, teaching kids at home during the quarantine is harder for most parents because they're also dealing with the responsibilities of their own job, right?
But that being said, it's a full-time job. Folks, if you're a parent, it's a full-time job. You don't get to just hand that off to someone else just because you have a job. But go ahead.
No. Hold up, Casper. We're talking about a parent having to work from home and teach at the same time.
Okay. So that's right.
That's what I'm talking about. Okay. All right. I'm not talking about passing. I said, here we are. You have to teach your kids and do your job.
Absolutely.
And you have to put so much effort into your job because your job is still paying you. You know?
And you are working from home, and you have to make sure that you're doing your job because you got to get paid. Because if you don't get paid, you don't get to support your kids. Yeah. So there's got to be a balance.
Listen, half of parents teaching their kids are also working from home. Okay.
That is a reality right now.
70% of those working from home say keeping their children occupied is having a negative effect on their work performance.
And that is true because they're not focused. They're more concerned about, hey, Timmy, stop that. No, Timmy, get off of that. No, Timmy, take that. And meanwhile, they're supposed to be on the computer. They're supposed to be doing their job.
Timmy, don't throw the cat, Timmy.
Please, Timmy.
Timmy, put the pack in the refrigerator, okay?
I don't know who Timmy is, but I'm starting to think Timmy's an asshole.
Check this out. 75% of parents say it's overwhelming trying to balance their job and their children's education.
Right, and 100% of the teachers say it's overwhelming getting paid shit and still teaching your kids.
That's right. And then another 75% of those parents are worried that their kids will fall behind the longer they stay out of the classroom. I don't know about that one.
Well, there is truth to that because the thing is that not all parents fit to be teachers, unfortunately. And I'm not knocking the parent. I'm just saying that's maybe not one of their strengths. They might be great at business, but they might not be good at teaching kids. in terms of what level of education those kids are supposed to be subjected to. So maybe this parent is not good at teaching social studies to their son.
So along the lines of what you said, I think every parent should be required to take a class at school, at their kid's school, to say how to be a parent teacher at home.
I agree. I absolutely agree.
Because like you said before, like I know, and many people know, most people consider school to be the babysitter for the kids.
Yeah, the daycare center.
Right, but now that this situation has happened,
it's opened their eyes.
It's a big undertaking,
It is a big responsibility, and these people that are in the forefront as teachers are not getting the resources or the money to sustain this, to move forward. I mean, again, we keep saying the same thing, but it's the truth. These teachers are underpaid. They really are.
Oh, bro, I don't. You and I know that. So I hope something happens. So here's what parents are doing to teach their kids and keep them occupied. All right. 60% are relying on workbooks and worksheets.
Okay.
All right. 61% are letting them watch educational TV shows.
Okay, that works.
Starsky and Hutch, Mr. Ryers.
Mr. Rogers.
Mr. Ryers. But which, by the way, I love Mr. Rogers. I just dug his whole demeanor.
Listen, before you finish that, the other day I was watching a movie with Tom Hanks called The Burbs from back in the 80s. And there was a scene where Tom Hanks was watching Mr. Rogers, and me and Christina started cracking up because we were like, did he know back then that like 30 years later he was going to play that character in the movie?
Isn't that something?
Mr. Rogers is the man. I love Mr. Rogers. I miss programming like Mr. Rogers. I really do.
Yeah, it was a great show. So back to this, right? 56% of parents have their kids video conference with their teachers. Listen to that number. 56%. All right.
But that's good because you still need to have that connection with your teacher during these weird times.
I'm not saying, but I think that number should be more like 75%, and that's 56%. That's what I'm saying.
I agree.
All right. 49% of parents are having their kids read out loud. That sounds like a punishment.
No, I think that's good because it also gives kids skills to be able to speak to audiences, because there's a lot of kids that are very shy, don't know how to project or feel self-conscious when they're reading out loud. So reading out loud helps you be a better communicator, and I think that's a good idea.
Okay. And then 37% are using flashcards.
Oh, it took me back.
Oh, yeah. I used to love that. And then 37% are letting them play games on the tablet or mobile device. I think that one is a no-no.
Yeah, those are the lazy parents. Here, go play the little coin monster game that's going on right now, or Candy Cane or Candy Crush or whatever the hell it is.
No bueno, Man. But so okay, all right.
But talking about all this teacher and kid stuff, it reminded me of, you were telling your story about how when you got suspended because of your Royal Rumble fight. I remember when I was in the 3rd grade, I got an F+ on my report card.
F+.
And my mom looks at me and she goes, "What the hell is an F+? What is this? What? You're getting graded because you're good at fucking up? You got an F+?" like she couldn't even understand why I got an F+.
What was the F+ for, Casper?
I have no idea. I do know that my mom used to consistently show up to school because I was such a ball buster. I had this Mr. Melendez. He was from Peru, and he used to tell my mother, "El hijo tuyo se pasa mirando a puerquitos voladores," because I never paid attention in class. One day I was in the middle of one of my comedy shticks, and the class is cracking up, and they're laughing, and all of a sudden they get really quiet, and I'm like, "Hey, what's going on? Why they're not laughing?" And when I look behind me, my mother's there, and she just whacked me across the head with the umbrella.
Wow.
And she stopped that comedy show.
Golly.
Hey, we
Damn,
weren't easy, man. A lady raising two boys, it's not easy. It is not easy. I laugh about it now, but I think about, wow, what an asshole I was as a kid.
Casper, I'm going to tell you two things about me, okay?
Mm-hmm.
That not too many people know. I'm gonna write this in my book when I do my autobiography. The first thing is, I got kicked out of Catholic school in kindergarten.
Damn.
Because
that's
there was
rough.
this girl Maria, and I really liked her, and I used to sit behind her, and it wasn't my chair because my chair was way on the other side. So one day the nun got tired of it, and she called me to the front of the class. And she took out the Tati Quieto stick, and she whacked me with it. And I started to cry, and I was angry, and I didn't want Maria to see me cry, So I took the Tati Quieto stick, and I hit the nun with it. Yeah.
Wow.
And then she sent me to the principal's office, to Sister Mary Elephant's office. And I waited there for my mom. And my mom showed up. And Sister Mary Elephant told my mom, "Your son is going to hell. Don't ever bring him back." And so I'm walking home with my mom. And Mom said, "What you do?" I said, "Ma, she hit me with a Tati Quieto stick. I hit her back. You always told me not to stay hit." And she couldn't argue with that. My mom could not argue with that. But really, I got kicked out of St. Columbus.
Probably the best thing that happened to you, buddy. Probably the best thing that happened to you. Because honestly, I'm never for any teacher, especially Catholic school teachers, hitting kids. Not the way to teach.
Yeah. Well, back in the day, that's how they did it. And then the other thing I want to tell you was, because my mom used to try everything to keep me out of trouble. She talked to the priest. They made me an altar boy. I was always late. I used to drink the wine when I wasn't supposed to.
All right.
But here's what happened. My mother put me into the Cub Scouts, right?
Mm-hmm.
She put me into the Cub Scouts, bro. I got kicked out of the Cub Scouts también, bro. You know why?
Why?
I could not remember the oath. They gave me 3 months to memorize that.
They're little.
Bro, I swear.
Do you know it? Do you remember it? No.
I go, it's test number 1. Went like this. A Boy Scout promises to be loyal, responsible, cheerful. Cheerful, is that in there? No. We'll try next week, Guzman. I said, okay, cool. Next week comes up. I said, okay, Guzman, you're up. Boy Scout promised to be loyal, responsible, relative. I just learned that was one of my words I learned today. No, not relative.
Damn, you sucked. You sucked as a Boy Scout.
Bro. After a while, I just started making shit up every time.
Yeah,
and then
sure.
The last time, I go, okay, Guzman, you're up. And I go, Boy Scout promises to be a bad motherfucker. And then they kick me out right there.
I love it.
Me botaron, bro. I think I got one medal.
And it was just for, they gave you a medal because you inhaled and exhaled. That was it.
No, they gave me a medal just for showing up.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
It was a participation medal. Here you go. You're present.
Yes. You're getting a medal porque tú estás aquí.
Aquí. Yep.
Tú estás aquí.
You did a good job getting here.
Oh my God, bro! I couldn't do that stuff. That was like a lot of pressure. You have to remember like 10 things. 10 things you have to remember.
It's like the 10 Commandments, of the Boy Scouts.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. Come on, man. That's like a lot of pressure for a 10-year-old. Come on, man.
It is.
They just could have gave it to me right on the piece of paper. I would have read it off. I would have understood because visually I could see what it is. I could see what I have to do to be a good Boy Scout. But
they should have just given you like the cue cards.
Shit?
Yeah,
you gotta make me think about that shit.
They want you to memorize it because it's a conditioning thing. That happened to me. The same thing when I went to basic training. They had all these things that were private, this and this and this, and private's order, this and that. Private. I can't even remember what the hell it was that they asked me back then. But you had to remember it verbatim. You had to remember it exactly as they wrote it, and it's just a conditioning thing.
Oh, yeah, bro. Nah.
I pretty much felt the way you did as a kid in basic training. Because in basic training, dude, they come into your barracks. They inspect everything. Like, they'll go into your barracks, and if your bed's not really folded the way the bed sheet's supposed to be folded, they'll flip your mattress into the middle of the bedroom. I remember one time a first lieutenant walked in with a senior drill sergeant, and he comes over to me, and he goes behind my desk, and he goes, "Private, there's a dead fly behind your desk." And I look at him, and since I'm a fucking clown, I look at the senior drill sergeant, and I go, "Senior drill sergeant, that fly is not dead. Senior drill sergeant, there's a first lieutenant in this room, and that fly is at attention." ¿Pa qué fue eso? They sent my ass outside to do push-ups, to run around the building like 10 times, because, I absolutely sympathize with you with the pressure of memorizing stupid little bullshit for that group.
Bro, if I was there and that guy came in and he turned over my bed, my response would have been, "Oh, man, bro, come on, bro. You know how long it took me to do that? Come on,
Absolutely.
bro." And then I would have gotten AWOL. I would have gone AWOL.
A bunch of guys did while I was there. I did basic training in Oklahoma, like middle America, nowhere. Fort Sill,
that's
Oklahoma.
Beautiful.
And it was cute. It was cute, but it was cold.
You were
as
hanging
shit.
out with the corn huskers.
Mira, there were 3 Boricuas in that entire fort at that time. My drill sergeant.
How many people?
Luis Rodriguez. I don't know exactly how many people were in that fort at that time. I know that we had a first, second, and third platoon, Bravo Battery, second of the 80th. I would say it was about 120 guys during that training, and they're broken up into 3 platoons. And like I said, habían 3 Boricua. My drill sergeant and the staff sergeant that played the piano in the church. And my drill sergeant scared the shit out of me because when I got there, of course, it's like you see in all those movies, Full Metal Jacket and Platoon and all that, where when they're in basic training, you got these drill sergeants screaming at you, "Get out of my bus, get out," this and that. So we get to our barracks, and ironically, our barracks were called Hollywood because they were the new barracks. And all of a sudden, somebody comes in and they're like, "Oh, Private Martinez, Drill Sergeant Rodriguez wants to see you in the battery classroom." So everywhere you went during basic training, you have to run. I run to the battery classroom, and I'm like, "Drill Sergeant, Private Martinez reporting, Drill Sergeant." And he looks at me, and he goes, "Come in." And he had that thick accent like that. He was like, come in, close the door." He said, "Oh, so I'm looking at your record here, Edith Martinez. You went to South Bronx High School?" And I go, "Yes, sir. Yes, Drill Sergeant." And then he's looking at me. He's like, sit down. And I'm thinking it's a trick because he's very casual with me. And that's why he breaks it down to me. He goes, "Mira, bro, I'm going to tell you something. There's only 3 Boricuas in this entire fort right now. Me, Staff Sergeant Santiago, and yourself. You need anything, you need any help, let me know. I got you. And I was like, wow, that was really nice of him, because I was absolutely, one, scared, and two, kind of happy that there was another Boricua in that fort. And believe me and that guy became really good friends, because when I was doing basic training, I reached out to my parents and I said, yo, when you send me a care package, can you send me some of the stuff? Because back then we used to be friends with Los Caco Cómicos from Puerto Rico. So they did like a cookbook. They had T-shirts and stuff like that. So my drill sergeant was straight from the island. So when my care package came in and I showed, hey, the Drill Sergeant Rodriguez, this is for you. Me and him became so cool. He used to take me to the PX during basic training. As a matter of fact, during basic training, I was the only guy who had a Walkman. And he used to tell me, if they bust you with it, I don't know nothing. I didn't see anything. I didn't even take you to the PX to buy that. And I'm like, no, I hear you. But really good guy, Luis Rodriguez.
So what did you specialize in when you was in there, bro?
I was a Lance Crew member, 13 November, which is basically field artillery, which is why it was in Fort Sill, Oklahoma, because Fort Sill is flatlands. Like I was saying before, man, when we were doing basic, it was February, and the wind chill factor would feel like 25, 30 below zero. And we're out there bayonet training, running out, doing drills, playing with M203s, with Claremore mines, all that fun stuff.
Coño, bro. You're more of a man than a lot of people I know right now.
I feel you.
Yeah, I didn't. They didn't accept me in the military.
Oh no?
They just because they looked at my records. They saw I didn't make it out of the Cub Scouts. They saw that I got kicked out of kindergarten, and that I got suspended in high school like about 10 times.
Yeah, but that shouldn't be the qualifications to be into the military, because how many people join the military to avoid doing time? So why wouldn't they let you join the military?
Yeah, no. They look at my records and they saw all that shit was going down like that,
We don't need this guy. We don't need this guy.
Yeah. No, este va a ser un problema.
No te vista que no va.
No. This guy's gonna go to the other side. We put him out on the field, and he'll give him too much information. So,
that's too.
I wasn't gonna desert, because it's like I never liked the enemy anyway. But I never knew who the enemy was. So
yeah, that's one of the biggest problems I really did have with the military, because I used to be conflicted and go, are these people really our enemies, or are they the enemies of the government because the government has another agenda? Because you have to question things. And I'm like, why do I want to go and kill somebody in their own land? Let me go out of my way, leave my country to go kill you. Like, I'm not comfortable with that.
Because nobody's coming here. That we have to defend our land too.
Exactly.
We always going somewhere else.
Yep, and invading them and saying, hey, we have to do this because, it's the right thing to do. I don't necessarily agree with that.
Yeah, same here. So, I'm glad I didn't make it in there. I have served my country in different ways, working in my community and stuff like that. So I think that's cool.
Yeah, there's different ways to serve your country. Like you said, in your community, empowering your community, educating your community, reaching out and helping. There's other ways to do that. War is never really the answer.
No, because it's, you come back scarred from that.
It's so easy to destroy, It's harder to build, Yeah.
Oye, Tricky Tracky. We're going to be right back with more of the Luis Guzman and Casper Martinez show. Hike through all the way, Brookie.
What's wrong with your skin?
I got sunburn and I'm going to be peeling like this for a week.
Well, don't come back until you're done molting.
Don't put up with peeling skin that takes a week or more to come off in unsightly pieces. Get Peel No More.
I'll try it. How's it work?
We cover your naked front and back with 2 giant sheets of duct tape, like this.
What? No.
Then we yank it off. First the back, and then the front. And all the unsightly peeling skin has been removed, along with all your hair.
Did you get a Brazilian?
Kinda.
Get Peel No More for your skin peeling problems. Or not. It's no skin off my nose. Ow!
Hey, you're listening to the Luis Guzman and Casper Martinez show. Keep it on, Papa.
I was trying on one of those string bikinis. Then I went over to look at myself in the mirror. My thighs are huge! My rear end, it just goes and goes and goes!
Don't suffer alone. At the Swimsuit Trauma Institute, we have trained counselors who can help you through the trauma of seeing yourself in a swimsuit for the first time in months.
My stomach, it's everywhere!
No, it isn't. And you can try a tankini.
Let us help at STI, the Swimsuit Trauma Institute, where you can let it all hang out.
And welcome back to more Luis Guzman and Casper Martinez show. Boy, do I like to talk crap.
What else we got, Casper? What else we got tonight here?
Well,
ask me a good question. Come on, bro.
Well, I want to talk to you about what's going on right now with Universal Studios, AMC theaters, Regal theaters, and I want to bring this up because it is the business that you're in. I saw recently that Universal is having a fight with AMC theater because Universal went ahead and they released Trolls World Tour on pay-per-view and video on demand after 2 weeks of it being out in those platforms. It made $100 million, so it's making a profit, and now Universal is rethinking the way they're going to start releasing their movies, and AMC has a problem with that because they're like, hey man, the way this business has been working so far is you put the movie in our theaters, we make money from concessions, we make percentage of the tickets, you make the majority of that, and now you're telling us that you're not going to give us those 90 days to go ahead and make that money. You're telling us that most of your films are going to go right to pay-per-view and on demand, so we're going to tell you right now, we don't want your movies in our theaters. How do you feel about that?
Wow. This whole Corona thing has changed a lot of our world. And to me, those are one of the things that are going to be changing anyway. I don't know. I don't know if man, you stumped me. That's a really good question because I wouldn't know what to do, to be honest with you. Everything that's going on right now, you got to figure like it's going to change that whole market.
Yeah, no, and I get exactly where AMC theater is coming from because usually the way it works is these studios provide these theaters with the movies. They get 90 days to play them, and then from there they move to different tiers, whether it's pay-per-view, whether it's selling them on DVD. Then they go into cable. So there's different tiers that this property of a movie goes through. But it does affect these theaters because if you're telling the theaters, well, now we're going to take and start putting all the movies on demand, the theaters are saying, well, you're only making that kind of money right now because they can't go to the theaters. This is not something that's a guarantee and this is going to happen to you every time you put one of these properties out.
A lot is going to change. It's not just the whole movie theater industry. Myself, of course, I can't go shoot movies because of what's going on, but I'm doing like a lot of animated work from home. A lot of people are working from home. You're working from home.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these companies are saying, oh wow, we don't need to rent this whole space. We could save millions of dollars. Let's let people work from home, and as long as their productivity is there, that's it. Because most people, when they go to work, they're in front of a monitor and a telephone.
Yep.
You have that at home. And now, with this Zoom app, you can have meetings and you have to be there. You have to be there.
You
So
can't make an excuse that, I can't show up to the meeting because I was stuck in traffic. No, you're home in front of your camera. Turn on the camera and show yourself.
Yeah. So like, like I said, as far as the whole movie industry thing goes, that's a tough one, man, because it's like, what they're making money this way, and somebody's gonna make money, that's for sure. But the thing is that like, to me, in my eyes, a lot of this industry is going to change because of all this.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's going to change on many, many levels, not just the film industry, but other stuff. So go figure, bro.
Interesting times we're living in. This is the Luis Guzman and Casper Martinez show.
I like how you said that, the Luis Guzman and Casper Martinez show.
I know,
the
right?
Luis Guzman and Casper Martinez show.
Yeah.
Tell me something good that you cooked this week, Casper.
Okay. Actually, today we made some Chinese rice and boneless ribs. We had marinated the ribs for like 3 days, and then we made it. Because the thing is that unfortunately with this coronavirus, Chinese restaurants are closed. Racism is so ridiculous that Chinese restaurants in my community have all closed down. There is not one Chinese restaurant available anywhere, which is so sad because these people are out of work. They're out of their business. They're not making any money. All these other businesses are open and you can go ahead and do a drive-by curbside pickup, but there's no Chinese restaurant. So today we made up our own
problema, brother. Es un problema.
Yeah. No, but it was fun. It was fun. We made our own Chinese rice version. It came out really good because we made it from scratch. Anything that you make from scratch is awesome. I made some crock pot mulos the other day, which were really good because I bought a masticating juicer.
Casper, you saying this like it's a secret, like you don't want any of your neighbors to hear what you've been doing?
No, not at all. Why would it be a secret? I was just talking about my juicer. I got a juicer because every morning I'm making cucumber, kale, ginger, and wheatgrass juice. So then I take all the fiber that's left out of that, I freeze it, and I make it into a stock. And I put that into the crock pot with like I said, some mulo, and it's just awesome. I love cooking from home. I love grilling. The other day I made some ribeye steaks right in the grill. I know you're not eating meat, Louis, but...
Yeah, I'm listening to all this, and it's like... You're killing me, bro. You're killing me.
I know. I'm turning you up. All right. I have cans of beans. I have red beans, black beans, pinto beans, gandules. How you feel about
on
those?
On that note, Casper, let me tell you what I made yesterday.
Okay.
I made a vegetarian lasagna.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. And I use plant-based meat.
Pasta? Oh, okay. I thought
there was no meat. It's mushrooms, beets, the whole, and it looks like ground beef, bro.
Cool. You gotta show me that.
It cooks like ground beef.
I gotta check that out because I thought you were gonna say something like eggplant, which I love eggplant, by the way. But so you made a plant-based lasagna.
Oh nice. Yeah, bro. Like I would put ricotta. Plant-based meat, which is not meat. And then the next layer, I will put mozzarella sauce.
Right. You do know that cheese comes from milk and milk comes from cows, and cows are meat. But go ahead. Mm-hmm. You don't.
And I was a vegetarian. I don't eat meat. Okay. All right. I couldn't find goat cheese. Forgive me. All right.
That's still an animal.
Está cabrón. This is not going well.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, but anyway, that's what I did.
No,
and I
it
was
sounds
very
good.
proud
All
of
jokes
it.
aside, it sounds really good. It really does.
Yeah.
That's one thing. I don't knock any kind of food. I like to try everything because you never know. You know, you're so conditioned. Especially us, we're so conditioned that we have to have rice, beans, and a choice of meat. You know that's the menu in life.
That's the worst thing, to be honest with you. That's how you become diabetic.
Yep.
You know, and like I said, part of the reality is, you know, we just gotta do a better job of taking care of ourselves, which we're very capable of, and that's it. You know, but I like cooking. Like I say, you know. I learned how to make bread, and that was a big one here for me, you know. So, but you know, you just gotta maintain your health and stay healthy and just do the right thing, man. You know.
I agree.
Is that too much for you, Casper?
No, not at all. I think it's the right message to be putting out there right now. Eat healthier, you know. Experience new dishes, because that's one thing, like I was saying earlier, we're so used to always eating the same stuff that we knock other people's dishes, like, oh, I would never eat Indian food, that's too spicy. I'm like, okay, but you know, you have to try other dishes in order to expand that palate. You know, you can't always just be having rice, beans, and bistec, or carne guisada, or pollo. You know, it's always the same thing. I like to try vegan food. Why not? It's still food, and it's healthier for you.
It's very healthy for you.
So I don't knock it. I'm not one of those guys that, I'm a meat lover. So, you know, if you're talking to me about that vegan stuff, that's sissy stuff. You know, that's just ignorance, you know. Broaden up that horizon, people. You know, always look for a new experience, whether it's going outside and doing something different or trying some new food. Just be open to it.
Yeah. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
At all.
Nothing wrong with that at all.
And that's it. We're good.
High through all the way.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you.